It's a battle of the Nikon powerhouses. The long-anticipated Nikon Z8 has finally hit the market, and to our surprise, it bears a striking resemblance to the Nikon Z9, but in a seemingly more compact way. The Nikon Z9 is a beloved camera that is the first of the Nikon Z series to emulate a DSLR feel, and is one of Nikon's best video cameras for shooting stunning 4K and 8K footage. Its launch made an impactful mark in the photography world, making it a top competitor against brands like Canon and Sony. But possibly the biggest competition that the Z9 may have is with the Z8. With just 18 months in between the releases and several similar features, many are now comparing the two to see which one is worth the buy, and if the lower price point of the Z8 can secure you all the benefits of the Z9. So, what's the same? To give you a better idea of how the Nikon Z8 compares to the acclaimed Z9, let's go over some of the specs that the two cameras have in common. For starters, both mirrorless cameras are equipped with a 45.7 megapixel full-frame BSI stacked CMOS image sensor, which has an ISO range of 64 to 25,600 supporting 30.0 frames per second, continuous shooting, and 120 frames per second high speeds of video storage. Both models have a 3.20-inch tilting screen, all-electronic shutter, sensor shift image stabilization, and a 3686K dual-stream electronic viewfinder, all within its weather-sealed body. Both Nikon Z models have the same image resolution and quality, allowing users to take gorgeous 14-bit RAW and 8-bit JPEG photos. Pre-release capture technology and an impressive autofocus system is also embedded in both, allowing you to take flawless action shots with perfect focus. In terms of video, the Z8 and Z9 can capture breathtaking 8K Ultra HD footage with 12-bit RAW and 10-bit Apple ProRes 422 high-quality video recordings. Though if high-quality video is your main priority, you may be more drawn to the Z9's ability to record up to 2 hours and 5 minutes of 8K footage, rather than the Z8's 90 minutes. The Z9 also has limitless 4K recording, while the Z8 only has up to 2 hours of 4K 60p capacity. Okay, I know what you're thinking. So what's the difference? Right off the bat, the main difference that you can see between the Z models is the size. Any fan of the Z9 knows that it's a bit of a hassle to carry, weighing in at around 2.95 pounds. The Z8 is approximately 30% smaller because it doesn't have the Z9's extensive battery life through its hefty built-in battery grip and ENEL18 battery. The Z8's ENEL15C battery only lasts for approximately 340 still shots or 85 minutes of video recording, as opposed to the Z9's 740 still shots and 170 minutes of video storage. The Nikon Z8 has 2 USB-C ports, as opposed to the Z9's one, and both cameras have a full-sized HDMI port, flash sync port, and a 3.5mm jack for audio input and output. The Z8 does not come with a LAN port like the Z9 does, but you can use a USB-C to Ethernet adapter should you need it. As for memory cards, the Z9 utilizes 2 CF Express Type B cards, while the Z8 has one CF Express card slot and another SDUHS2 slot. Incorporating an SD slot with the Z8 not only provides further versatility, but also lowers costs for photographers, as CF Express cards can come at a steep price point. Something new that's been implemented with the Z8's release is the ability to save photos in the HEIF format, along with the standard 14-bit RAW and 8-bit JPEG formats. HEIF has become increasingly popular due to it being the standard format for Apple iPhones, but isn't anywhere close to being the norm yet in professional photography due to compatibility issues with major editing software. In terms of other features, the Z8 does not have the built-in GPS that the Z9 does. However, the Z8 has added 2 new portrait features. The first is portrait impression balance, which gives you extended control over skin tone hues and brightness. The second is skin softening, which helps to smooth out skin tones without affecting any other features. The Z8 also is home to Nikon's latest improvements to the auto white balance for human photography. Lastly, the main difference, and probably one of the most important factors in determining which one to purchase, is the price. With both cameras having identical image systems, the weight of the comparison falls heavily on the price, and it's no surprise that many have seemed to favor the Z8 in this department. For how many features it has similar to the Z9, the Z8 is much more reasonably priced, sitting at around $1,000 to $1,500 less than the Z9 as of 2023. So how can you know which one's the best buy for you? Ultimately, it all comes down to personal preference and what your own needs are. Those looking to bulk shoot their content may find more value in the long battery life and increased storage of the Z9. But if you're okay with sacrificing that for a more lightweight system, the Z8 may be the right bang for your buck. Just be ready to charge the battery.